So this is the Sony ULT 1 and this is the Bose Soundlink Plus. Now I like the sound quality that comes out of the Bose Soundlink Plus, but for me it is very hard to justify the speaker just given its overall size and price. Because for a much more affordable price, the Sony ULT 1 does a very good job of keeping up with the Bose Soundlink Plus while being much smaller and lighter as well. Now when it comes to speaker setup, the Sony ULT 1 has a single front-firing woofer, a front-firing tweeter, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides, whereas the Bose Soundlink Plus, the speaker has a front-firing driver, a front-firing tweeter, and passive radiators that shoot out the front and out the back of this speaker. Now, obviously, the Bose Soundlink Plus, this speaker is going to get louder and it is going to have more bass than the Sony ULT 1 because it's larger. However, the Sony ULT 1 does a very good job of keeping up with the Bose Soundlink Plus in terms of instrument separation, balance, and openness, which is very impressive because if we were to compare the Sony ULT 1 with, let's say, the Bose Flex 2, the Bose Flex 2 just can't keep up with the Sony ULT 1 because this speaker is missing that tweeter, so it just doesn't sound as open or it has as much instrument separation. But also, the Sony ULT 1 is much more portable than the Bose Plus because the speaker is smaller and lighter, and also it does have this loop, which does have two different positions. There's this position, or you can also use it as a carrying handle. Whereas with the Bose Plus, technically this speaker is a medium-sized speaker, but when compared to, let's say, the JBL Chart 6 or the Sony ULT 3, the speaker is much heavier and much larger than those other two speakers. So if you're looking for something that sounds great and is a lot more portable, you do want to go with the Sony ULT 1. Now, when it comes to battery life, the ULT 1 has an advertised battery life of 12 hours, whereas the Bose Plus has an advertised battery life of 20 hours. However, with all of these speakers, they do charge with a USB-C port, but with the Bose Plus, you can also use this USB-C port to charge your own devices. However, you can't use either of these USB-C ports as a wired connection. And finally, when it comes to pairing these speakers up with other speakers, with the Bose Plus, you can pair it up with, let's say, a Bose Max or a Bose Flex 2 and get them to play in sync, but you can only have a total of two speakers paired together. Whereas with the Sony ULT 1, you can only pair this speaker up with another ULT 1 and get them to play in sync and get them to play in stereo mode. However, you cannot connect the speaker up to any of Sony's other speakers because it is not using wireless party chain. But overall, when it comes to sound quality and max volume performance, I would much rather recommend the Sony ULT 1 than the Bose Plus because the Sony ULT 1 does a very good job of keeping up with the Bose Plus while being significantly smaller and significantly a lot more affordable than the Bose Plus.